Hi, it's Johnny Bergen here with another Chicago blues guitar lesson. This time we're talking about a soul blues tune by David Dee. This is pretty famous. It's called Goin' Fishin'. I love the meat and potatoes soul blues, and soul blues is really something that's kind of like missing from the discussion a bit. Like if you look at the top 50 records in the big blues chart, how many of them are soul blues? One, two? Anyway, it's kind of a lost art, really. But I love the fact that David Dee is not a stellar, amazing guitarist, but everything he plays makes perfect sense and feels good and sounds good. So I think that is a great way to go. It's in C, it's a straight up blues. The bass line is like, the simplest thing possible. Just, you're already feeling good. I'm already feeling good. This is my jam, Going fishing, baby, with the pressure on my mind, So if you get that groove in your head, I don't have a looper going now, but that's okay. So I love the fact that it's not really a guitar solo. This is not straight up guitar music like the way blues rock is or all that. It's really not. The guitar is like kind of like the handbag to a beautiful woman's whole outfit. And she's got to have a handbag, but there's a lot more going on. So there's a little guitar. It's not a solo. It's like a setup that says, okay, fixing to tell you a story about how, my girlfriend or whatever is tired of me not paying attention to her. So she's going fishing and she thinks her bait is still good and so on. I mean, once you get the initial like metaphor or the kind of the joke or the theme, it can endlessly go on. And he does. Like he really explores this theme. He keeps the ball in the air, Do-do-do. And then on the solo, he does something amazing. Can you feel we're on the 5 now? Dig this. This is incredible. And this kind of reminds me of Albert King. And of course, he's an East St. Louis guy. He was even an East St. Louis policeman. I love how these guys are all like real like members of their community, They've got jobs in the community and they're sort of the neighborhood blues man. That fits beautifully under 5, doesn't it? And it's just like how Albert King, and you notice how he plays the flying V. I mean, Albert King is just a big stamp on everybody from there, whether it's that wonderful guy another guy we're going to get to. He was kind of like the Johnny Littlejohn of St. Louis, James Deshay. I knew I'd get it. We're going to talk about James Deshay in a further lesson, and Oliver Sain. We're going to get down into some St. Louis stuff. The same way Albert King would take like a real typical thing and did you really feel the 5 to the 1 there? Yeah, feel like I got the blues. So he did something even simpler in his solo. I love that. That drives me crazy. So it's like everyone's worried about what to do on the 5, right? No problem. Move it up 2 frets. Let's get that groove going in our heads again. That's great. And you really felt do 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 do. So right before the 4, he's playing the changes in a real classy way, even though he's not playing fancy, he's not playing fast. Yeah, like this. So what I did, I used my 3rd finger on the 17th fret. That's a B flat note. I'm bending up a half step. It's just out of this C minor chord. And now you can feel we're about to do that. Hit the root. So when you hit the root there, it changes to. So okay, that's kind of some highlights from his guitar playing. The guitar is really an accessory to the song, like a handbag, right? But it's right in place. So now let's talk about the rhythm playing. Let's put that beat in your mind. This song is on my mind because I just did this great show at the Skokie Theater. I'm doing it again next year, guys. And I had a great guest, Catherine Davis, and she sang this song, and everybody likes it. You know, the great thing about a lot of soul blues is that it either chills you out, like Tyrone Davis kind of thing, or it makes you really happy. I mean, this is happy. So let's try, you can just go chank, 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 and you can occasionally, they plump it up a little bit because it's on the funky side. It's like funky gospel sounding blues, but and I don't want to go too crazy with that, but you could do it. So you don't want to do that all the time. But you can do it every once in a while to give it a little push. And, the main thing is the guitar doesn't have the biggest piece of the pie. If you look at it, it's like the piano and the vocals, and most importantly, the bass is always the loudest in this soul blues thing, or so many times it seems to me. But the guitar's got its little shelf. That's why a Strat's really good for it. It just fits. The single coil kind of fits, but play whatever you want. So, doom, 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 doom. You can just bop it like that. And you can do the most typical turnaround if you want, or no turnaround. No problem. I mean, it ain't fancy. It's not supposed to be fancy. It's supposed to be like, y'all know the story, but I'm fixing to tell it to you. So, it's like, sit down, kids. It's like story time for adults, really. So I'm going to try it with a pick now. I'm going to bring it down to this pickup. Let's try it. So 2, 3, 4. Do, do, do. Do 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 do. Feel free for you can slide like this. Sounds better here. I'm going fishing today. See how simple I'm doing it? Just straight ninth. You could even use these two. And again, I've just got my little travel amp. Just, do your best to get a tone that's sort of, this is a better tone already. How about this? Don't forget to smile. Somebody scream! Or you can go. Kind of like the part in Hey Hey the Blues Is All Right. I love that. Or Any of that Freddie King stuff like Tore Down, that's all going to work there. Anyway, that's, if you haven't heard this, check it out. This stuff is fun to play. It feels good, puts a smile on your face. This song was a hit. It's kind of amazing how these, people say the blues is dead, and then all of a sudden you got a hit blues song that's straight up blues. I mean, no one can say that's not a blues, And he's telling a little story, and you can't help but get sucked up into it. I don't know much about David Dee. His record covers, I'm going to listen to all his stuff now because I know it's going to be fun. And I like that kind of music. And, when I was playing with Tail Dragger on the West Side, this was the kind of music they played between our sets all the time at usually ear-splitting volume. Bobby Bland, Johnny Taylor, so many of these guys, Barbara Carr, David Dee, Little Joe Blue. We're definitely going to come back and do some Little Joe Blue, Blues Boy Willie. So many people, and they were, mostly they're past now. I like this kind of music a lot, and if you're not familiar to it because you're more in the guitar tip, check it out, play along, and see how they put their songs together and everything. I think you're going to enjoy it. So have fun. I'd love to learn more about David Dee. If you have some stories about David Dee, please throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a line on Patreon. Have fun with these little chords. Sounds good without a pick. You can sort of back off. I'm just using my fingernails, right? This fingernail, that fingernail. I got my pick ready to be loud when I'm ready to go. Have fun. Join me on Patreon and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. Hope to see you at a show and see you next time.